Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Very excited about today's video because we are talking about my favorite products from the month of July. I love favorites videos. They have always been one of my favorite videos to film and to watch. And I have a good range of products here for you guys. A couple of new things, a lot of old things, but kind of a smaller grouping of products. I'll try not to talk too much. Whenever I say that I have a smaller grouping of products, sometimes those videos end up being some of my longest because I just can't stop talking. So there I go, already talking too much. So let's get into the video, but quickly before we do, I want to give a special welcome to any new visitors to my channel. Very happy to have you here. I hope that you'll consider subscribing before you leave. And with that said, let's get right to it. Let's kick things off with some eyeshadow palettes. I have 3 eyeshadow palettes to share with you guys today. Let's start with the older one. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Retro palette. I think this may have made it into a favorites video before. I've talked very highly of it before. This is such a good little powerhouse of a palette. It's tiny. It is kind of pricey for what you're getting. I mean, it's Natasha Denona. These little mini palettes are about I think they're $25 a piece. I have quite a few of them that I really like. This is by far my favorite though. I think if you were going to pick one little mini palette from Natasha Denona to get, this would be my most recommended one. It looks more colorful than it actually is on the eyes. These greens appear or come out as more gray toned greens. I'm sorry you guys, the sun is giving me trouble this morning, but I've got to get through this video quickly. I keep adjusting my settings every like 2 seconds and I just can't win this battle. All right, so this palette is so good. I absolutely love it. I took this traveling with me. If you guys saw my travel makeup bag video that I did a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned I took this and some Sydney Gray singles. I got more use out of this than anything. I just love this so much. It creates the most beautiful, simple, but somewhat glamorous makeup looks that are just so easy to create. I do have 2 new palettes to share with you guys as well. Let's start off with this one right here. This is from Sydney Grace. This is the On the Horizon palette. This, after using both of these palettes quite a bit, I mentioned in a recent video that I got 2 of these palettes that Sydney Grace did in collaboration with Temptalia. This is my very favorite. I really do love this palette. There's some beautiful shades inside here. You still do get quite a bit of color, so if you are a neutrals only kind of gal or person, this might not be up your alley because you don't get a lot of neutrals in here, but these are really soft, beautiful colors. I love the looks that I've been creating with this palette. You guys know how much I am a fan of Sydney Grace's eyeshadows, and this one is my favorite of the ones that I picked up. But probably my number one, very top, most exciting eyeshadow palette pick from the month of July has got to be this one right here. This is from Alter Ego. This is the Shadow Kiss palette. Look how cute the packaging or the cover art of this palette is. This is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I've been using it now for about 2 weeks, so I know it hasn't been super long, but I am so incredibly impressed with how well they did with this palette. I consider this to be almost a spot-on dupe. I mean, there might be a few shades in here I haven't used yet. Actually, I don't think so. I think I've used every shade inside here. I'm wearing it on my eyes today, and I love the looks that come out of this palette. You guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, that I'm a big fan of the Natasha Denona Glam palette. It's my favorite of her MIDI palettes that she's created so far. And the day that I tried out and fell in love with that palette, I instantly thought, ooh, I cannot wait for Alter Ego to dupe this one. I'm so happy that they came through so quickly, and I think they did such a great job on this one. So if you have been wanting to pick up the Glam palette, maybe it's just too far outside of your price range, I think you will be very, very impressed with this one. Great quality, spot on formulas. I am so happy with this dupe. I think it's amazing. Let's go into a couple of face products. So I had to mention again the Revlon Candid Concealer. I know this has probably made it into like 3 different favorites videos and year-end favorites videos before. I touted this as my #1 concealer in a recent video, but I just am so happy with this concealer. Every time I use it, it just makes me wonder why I even try other ones because it works so well for me. I don't know what it is about the formula of this one that is my perfect concealer formula. It is just the right amount of hydration. It blends super easily. The shade matches just right for me. I use 2 shades, the shades 005 and 030, which work really well. This one kind of for an eye primer or under, not fully under my eyes. I don't like really bright under eyes, but I do put a little bit of a brighter shade right on this inner corner. And then I use this one kind of on this outer edge of my eyes and the perimeter of my face, anywhere I need some extra coverage. I do find this seems to be getting a little bit harder to get your hands on. At least Ulta's website I don't think carries this anymore. You can still, or at least the last time I checked a couple of months ago, you could still find this on the Walmart and Target websites. It's been a while since I've checked my drugstore to see if you can still find this in store, but such a great affordable drugstore concealer. Also a favorite this month is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. This one's made it into favorites videos before. Sorry, that sun. I featured this one in a recent drugstore starter kit video. I actually filmed that video towards the beginning of July, but after that video I started using this. I took it on vacation with us and I just I think this is such a great bronzer. If you like a warm bronzer that's warm but not orange and you have more light to fair skin, this is one I cannot recommend enough. I love the finish of it. Really nice matte to satin finish that just blends really easily. Really good shade, not too dark or pigmented, just right on my skin. I am wearing it on my skin today in combination with something else that I'll talk about in just a sec. Fantastic one. Still, I think one of the best bronzers at the drugstore. Next up is a product that I have had for a while. I think I've had this for over a year now. I haven't given it a whole lot of love. I've used it on and off, but for whatever reason, I just was not initially super impressed with it, but I've been using it and gradually falling in love with it for the very subtle purpose. I'm talking too much. Let's just get into it. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. I'm specifically talking about the contour or bronzer inside here. It is quite subtle and fair, and maybe that's why I didn't really love it at first, because it does such a subtle thing for my skin. It contours me in the way that I need to be contoured. I have long said that I'm not a big fan of any sort of harsh contouring. It just does not look good on me. I don't need a lot of contouring because I have kind of a longer face and I'm a little bit older. And as you get older, I feel like things start to look a little bit more sallow, so you don't really need a lot of contouring because you don't want to look like a skeleton or a dead person. But you do still want your face to have some shape, and this does the perfect job of giving my face just a little bit of shape. So what I like to do when I use this is I'll take a very small angled brush and just put a touch of this kind of right here. I put some right here along my hairline. It does a really good job of contouring out my hairline, just kind of adding some shape without looking too drastic. I even used it today on the sides of my nose and under my lip. It does a perfect job of contouring my face in a very, very subtle way, but it still makes a difference. And I think that difference took me a while to notice. Now, I don't use it every day. I don't do contouring every single day, but I do think this is a really nice product. Does she have more shades of this available? I want to say she doesn't, which I think is unfortunate, because I would imagine if you have anywhere near medium, certainly deep skin tones, this probably won't work for you at all, at least the contour shade, but it works great for my skin tone. By the way, I'm also wearing the highlighter today. The highlighter's nice. It's very, very subtle, and you guys know I like my highlighters a little bit intense, but it's nice, but I really am favoriting specifically the bronzer shade or contour shade inside here. Just a couple more things. I have another repeat item, but I have some more things to add about this. It is the ColourPop Cheek Dew. These made it into a favorites video. I want to say, was it last month or the month before? I think it was 2 months ago. I specifically talked about this one right here, the shade Hot Fuss. I still am loving this shade so much, but I'm also loving this shade, which is Hotline. I love combining these two shades together. I want to give them a little swatch for you guys so you guys can see kind of the color or undertone of these, because that's what I love. I mean, I love the formula of these, but what I love especially about these two are the shades. They just have this really, whoa, 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 whoa. Dang it. Well, there goes about half the tube wasted on my hand. So here are the two shades. We have Hot Fuss right here and then Hotline. This is a warm baby pink. Has like a little bit of peach in it, but it's more of a straight pink. And then this one right here, which is Hot Fuss, is a slightly berry toned red, almost like a berry / apple red. I love these two combined together. So usually I'll actually take these two together and combine them on the back of my hand. And then I take what is another favorite of mine, and that is this stippling brush right here. This is from Luxie. This is their contouring stippling brush. I got this in a BoxyCharm a while ago. I don't know if this is still available. If it is, I will link it for you guys. But this is my new favorite brush for applying liquid or cream or stick form blushes. I'll just take this on the back of my hand, kind of dab the brush into it, and then just pop it onto my cheeks. I actually have quite a bit of blush on right now. Should we add a little bit more? Make me look like a doll? Not like a good doll, like one of those dolls that everyone's afraid of, that they make horror movies about. But I love these so much. The formula of these are so nice. They give your cheeks this really nice, subtly glossy look that's not too greasy. It's not greasy, it's just glossy. Great formula, super easy to blend. I do want to mention this though. I have 4 of these in total. These two shades right here, I have So Cosmo, and I think this one is Bubbles. The name's kind of worn off. These two I like, but these two separate on me. I'm not sure if it's the colors, if it's just the batch that I got. It's not a huge deal, but I find I have to shake these up a lot more, and even then I still get a little bit of separation where you have kind of like the oil. I don't know if it's technically an oil, but the product that it separates. The color separates from whatever the base is in these, and that kind of bothers me a little bit. And these are a relatively new release from ColourPop, so I doubt that these have expired. They certainly don't smell bad or anything. Just the separation of these two kind of bothers me a little bit. Ultimately, they end up working just fine, but I tend to end up reaching for these two more because I love the colors, but also I don't have any issues with the formula of these ones. Next up is a lipstick, and it's from Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Shine Lipstick in the shade Baddest Beige. beige. This has been a long time subtle favorite of mine, but I've gained a greater appreciation for this lipstick of late. And the reason I love this one, I've really kind of been enjoying either a pink lip or a very nude lip. But if you guys, when I'm talking nude lip, I mean like a blurred out or bare kind of nude lip, and that's a very tricky look to pull off. It takes the right product to pull that off. Sometimes if you go too light, it can look a little too concealer lips, kind of like, wasn't that a look back in like the early 2000s or something, or maybe the late 90s? My point is there's a fine line there. There's a fine line to where it looks good and where it looks a little off. And this is done just right, at least for me and my skin tone. It's a very light toned nude, but it has just enough color and just enough shine in it that gives your lips dimension still. I absolutely love this in combination with pretty much any lip liner. It's the one that I'm wearing on my lips today. It gives my lips just enough color when I want them to be toned down a little bit. So if I'm doing like a smoky eye, I like a lip that's a little bit more subdued. And this gives me that look without making my lips completely disappear, look like I put white paint on them or concealer on them. I want to say Jamie Page mentioned these a couple of years ago, and I picked it up on her recommendation and so happy that I did. And that's a look that I've been loving even more recently. Next, I have some nail polishes to share with you guys. These are both from Olive & June. I wanted to mention their glitter polishes. So they have these two glitter nail polishes. I think these came in their Christmas set last year. I've loved these for a long time, but recently I've gained a greater appreciation for these ones after using some glitters that are not from Olive & June. These are the most perfectly done glitters. They go on with one coat, one swipe. They give you intense glitter impact that's super, super even. I absolutely love them. I have it on this nail right here. I'm not sure how well you guys are going to be able to see that. I'm actually wearing the gold version. So they have this one right here, which is a kind of a rose gold with multicolor glitter inside. And then they have a silver that's like a multicolored silver. I love them both. If you're into glitters on your nails, whether all of your nails or if you like to do like the one nail kind of thing, which sometimes I like to do, they're amazing. They go great with pretty much any shade because of the multicolors inside. So if you're into glitters and you like Olive & June nail polishes, which I do, these are incredible. Last up are a couple of earrings, and they're actually the ones that I'm wearing today, and then I have a couple other versions of them that I've worn recently. These actually came from Etsy. My sister gave me these after buying them on Etsy, and then I've been eyeballing them myself. Actually, I think I told her I would buy some and replace hers with some different ones. Sorry, Laura. But I really love these. They're the resin earrings, so you have like the wood looking bottom and then the resin colored top. I have them in a couple different versions. These ones are a little larger. I've worn these recently. They have like the gold flecks inside the clear with the wood at the bottom, and then these smaller teardrop ones are a black with the wood at the bottom. They have a lot of different colors. They come in different sets and different sizes. I will find them and link them down below. I've also seen some similar things on Amazon that I'll link down below for you guys if you're interested. I think they're pretty affordable. I want to say you can get them in like sets of 6 or something, different varieties. But I love them. I love the teal ones that I'm wearing today. I think they're absolutely adorable. I do want to say though, be very careful. If these get too warm, I had these ones in my back pocket for most of the day, and I think they were nice and warm sitting in my back pocket, and it got a little bit bent. So don't let them get warm or they will melt or warp a little bit. And that, you guys, is it for my favorite things from the month of July. These are all of the things I have loved the very most during this last month. I'd love to hear from you guys. What have you guys been loving this month? Have you tried any new releases out that really impressed you? Or maybe there's some old favorites that have crept back into your life. Let me know down in the comments below. I do want to give one little announcement coming up in August. So in a couple of days, we will be starting my full month of nothing new. I like to do this twice a year, in January and in August. So we're doing it again. I love this series. It's a month where I just focus on the joy of makeup, no new releases, just the things that I already have in my collection. And I have some very fun and interesting videos planned for you guys, and also a lot of involvement. So keep an eye on my Instagram. I know I've said that before. Historically, I've been horrendous in my involvement on Instagram, but that is a goal I have. That is going to change. So head over to Instagram, give me a follow. I have lots of like involvement with some of the videos I'll be doing in August. So I hope that you guys are excited about it. I certainly am. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I want to give you one more reminder. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please be sure to do that before you leave. But that is all for now. I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye. Sorry guys, I'm battling the sun, trying to get my lighting just right. It keeps going in and out of a cloud and I can't. It's going to happen. So I don't know why I'm telling you guys that. I'm just saying sometimes I just start talking and it ends in a dead end. I was gonna say square. That's a rectangle, Mandy. It's not a square. Go back to kindergarten.